Yeah, I mean, hey, I got big shoes to fill. I gotta fill the myself.
Yeah, exactly. It's a big, it's a big responsibility, you know?
You know what they say about responsibility? Great
What?
responsibility with
What's
great
that?
power. And it's great
Comes
plugging because it's the Placeholder Podcast, episode
Oh
6.
my god, are we live?
We're recording, we're not live.
Oh my
But
god, we're live. We're recording. That's not live, but to me it feels like we're live even though
oh
it's
yeah.
actually a recording.
Yeah, maybe I'll do more live episodes after. I don't know. I will
You should do like a weekly stream
of this.
with
If
a
I get
mask on to hide your
that's
identity.
genuinely been considered. I'm not even gonna lie.
Be
Um
like Jay Schlatt. I don't know if you've ever seen Jay Schlatt streams where he does like a weekly stream and on different topics. That would be cool. Bring in a guest, interview them, play Minecraft with them, and interview them while playing Minecraft. $1 million idea.
and ironic in a Minecraft war server. But
I don't either, and I was a Minecraft esports judge.
that's true. That's true. You were. That's that's like the main.
I did play a lot of Minecraft around then. I'm not. I don't even know the last time I touched Minecraft. I'm. I think like the last time I properly played Minecraft was a year ago, and
Yeah.
it was even before. Like I played it once or twice, but it's not even installed on my computer anymore. There's a chance I might have lost my classic Reilly Minecraft account because I think Mojang and Microsoft like tried to emigrate accounts or
Oh
something.
yeah, to
I think
Microsoft.
I
Yeah.
I think I emigrated it. I don't know, but I definitely like I've bought probably 5, 6 Minecraft accounts over the years. I've definitely lost all of them apart from one, maybe two. I
That
only have left.
that is fair. But yeah,
Mm.
welcome. Let's sort of that's episode 6, which is an important episode.
We broke the record.
We didn't just break. Okay, we didn't break a record. But we're
Did
beating
we
my
not?
podcast rival in Dunfree. He didn't invite me on his podcast. I invited him on twice, and now I have officially have more episodes. So fuck you, Luke.
Yeah,
You can't see
yeah.
me, but I'm holding a sword.
Oh,
But
he looks deadly. He looks menacing, even though the people can't see. You know, Luke, I'd run away. I'd run away.
yes, this I'm actually going to. I've met him in real life. He's a nice. But fuck you, Luke.
I saw you said you were gonna actually murder him before the recording.
Oh.
Oh, damn it! I hate. He's the tall gang leader.
Yeah, he's a. Well, I don't know if he's a talking leader, because
Maybe I should inquire. Would he be interested in starting up a TikTok business to do with being
he
tall?
has a TikTok business
You could be the short gang leader, and he could be the tall gang leader. $1 million idea.
now. But yeah,
Mm, mm.
in case we should probably address the elephant in the room, which is the title. Riley's goodbye.
Yeah,
What does that mean? Like,
it
uh,
means I'm not coming back. The truth is, even though it looks like we're actually friends, I despise Stealth. He's a horrible human being.
yeah,
Um,
he's hit it for
he
6 episodes.
he I the first time I met him, he seemed like a nice guy, but then you know what he did? He asked me to navigate him around the city of London,
I
and
didn't
I was like,
ask you to. You
you were like,
volunteered.
Where do we go around London? I'm like, I've never been to London apart from when I was like 7 years old. And I was like, damn, I hate this guy.
So
And then next, what happened was, I went back to the UK a few months later, and I wanted to see the Flash movie. I heard it was a great film, one of the best films ever made, 10 out of 10. And then Stealth was very selfish, just like, well, I want to see Spider-Man across the universe again, or whatever it's called again, across the Spider-Verse. And I was like, Stealth, I really want to see the Flash. I've been hyped up for this film for so long. Please don't do this to me, buddy. Please don't do this. And he's like, no, we're gonna see Spider-Man across the Spider-Verse. And then do you want to know what happened in Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse screening? He
okay,
watched
okay,
YouTube.
this
He
okay,
watched
okay.
YouTube.
That you can't
I was
blame me
like,
for.
damn.
Okay, you know what? It's your last episode. I'm not even gonna fight you. You're the guest
Yeah,
today. You're no longer a
I'm the guest.
co-host.
You have to be nice to me. You know,
You've been demoted.
I've
And
been demoted. And then Stell said, you know what? I don't like you. And he fired me. He fired me from the podcast.
yeah, yeah, no, I totally fuck.
Yeah,
Right, it's just so hard to work with. I mean, like,
I know.
I mean, granted, you can't see him, but look at the thumbnail. Look at this guy. He's just like
I just have a hateable face. That's the truth.
that kid looks like he's gonna get bullied in school.
Yeah, no, that kid in that thumbnail, it looked like he wants to be a YouTuber. Cringe,
Ew. A YouTuber.
ew,
Imagine
ew.
uploading on
He
YouTube.
it sounds like he wants to be a YouTuber before it was cool to be a YouTuber. So he
Ew.
gets bullied by everyone and it's like, oh, that sucks. YouTube will never succeed. And then those same people 10 years later, when YouTube is finally successful, like, I want to be a YouTuber, and it pisses me off. Anyway, trauma aside.
but but yeah, no, this is Riley's last episode as a co-host. He might come back as a
It
guest.
is. I'll probably
Um,
guess now and again, I'd
we'll
say.
see. We'll see. I will be running out of gas.
I don't think this is The Last of Us, I think it's you're I don't know which one's Ant and Deck, but you could be Ant, I'll be Deck.
Which one's
We're
the one that had to leave?
I have no
I want
idea.
to say Ant was the one who had to leave.
I don't know. I think it was Ant. I could be wrong.
For
I don't know. I
context,
always
yeah.
mixed him up. I never named them. I think
Context, yeah.
I think he's fine though now.
Yeah, Ant and Dec, they're a popular video in the UK. They're like close to Britain's Got Talent, I think. I think
Yeah,
it
they
was
are.
Ant because I don't remember much about. I know Ant's last. Okay, Ant's last name is in my head more than Dec's last name, but I can only imagine Ant's last name being in my head wouldn't be for good reasons. So
He's had a few issues over the years, but I
I think
think
he's
he's
okay
grand now,
now.
thankfully.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
okay. I think he had therapy.
yeah.
Um,
So that's good.
so I guess you're the
Okay,
Ant
well,
here, and I'm the Dec.
I guess so. Or we could do. Did you ever watch Dick and Dom?
Ah, Dick and Dom.
That
That
was a
was
classic.
Sam and Mark.
I don't know who's who again, but one of us can be Dick and the other can be Dom.
That was Sam and Mark.
Was that their names?
No, no, there were other people called Sam and Mark.
I don't know who that is.
Dang it.
I know.
Yeah, comment if you know who Sam and Mark is, but the other comedy duo. Really show my age here. I'm gonna be the only
Were they on
one.
CBBC?
Yeah.
Okay, I need to look this up.
There was this game show
Who's
called Copycats. They were the host of
Sam and Mark?
I wanna
Let's
say it was
see.
Sam and Mark.
I I see. I see. Yeah, they had a big Friday wind up. I don't
Yeah.
remember these guys at all.
Anyway, basically,
Uh,
he's the one that's leaving, I'm the one that stays.
I.
He's the Anthony, I'm the Ian of Smash.
Oh, oh. Well, I guess that means I'm gonna make a success story out of myself now.
Then you'll come back later to buy the channel once I've sold the
Exactly. You
company.
see, that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to take creative control completely away
I
from
mean,
you.
thinking about it,
So,
it is similar to Anthony. Like you are leaving to do your own creative stuff. To my
oh
knowledge,
yeah.
right?
Well, I think I just felt guilty because I'm like, I'm not. I need to work on it. I'm not good at committing to things. Um,
That is fair.
and I kind of felt bad because I kind of kept on postponing
I also
podcasts with you,
It's okay.
and I don't know. I think also at the same time, I love that we did this for fun, but also there's something in my head. It's like it's not that I don't want to do it for fun, but I also want to like try and grow it. But I also don't think I want to do podcasting right now at the same time. So it's kind of a multitude of
Yeah.
factors, but also at the same time, I would love you to continue it on. So
No,
that's my main
that's
reason.
fair. Like I personally, don't get me wrong, it'd be great to have this grow, but I don't actually keep trying. I also don't know how I do that, but I do think I will eventually start putting this on Spotify.
Mm.
Probably episode 7, which I will be essentially having be like. Actually, no, I could start with this episode. I mean, hey, if there's a Spotify link, I'll be in the description. If not, I remember.
Ah,
But oh no, I mostly just like doing this for fun. Talking is talking's always a good time,
mm.
and easier when you have co-host. But fuck it, I've talked to
Yeah,
myself for how many years? I might as well do it again.
you should
Um,
get Papa C. I'd love a Papa C stealth talk podcast.
Papa C eventually.
Yeah.
It's just not that I don't have any issues with Papa C. I genuinely don't. He's a great guy. I just yeah. I have so many people
Poor
who
Papa C.
I've asked for interest podcast. But more like some of them I don't think I will realistically. Okay, I'll name some
Mr.
of them.
Beast set
Yeah.
declined,
Oh, Mr.
unfortunately.
I don't Mr. Beast. I'll leave on red. Um,
You know Mr. Beast is a horrible person. Did
are
you
you
see what he
talking
did in
about?
yesterday's
Are you
video?
talking about his video or the alleged drama?
I can talk. I'm happy to talk about both because I actually have some insight on the drama. But I was just making a joke about yesterday's video. I think
Built
it was a
wells
great
in
video.
Africa. I mean, he built
Oh,
wells in
okay.
Africa.
Yeah, so Mr. Beast built 100 wells in around Africa, and I think it's gonna like pretty much help 500,000 people. I
That's
think
good,
that's a
no?
pretty good thing,
That's good,
and a
no?
lot of well, you see, the problem is a lot of people are going in that, oh, he's playing the white savior, which maybe you can make that argument, but at the same time,
Into a
half a
prison.
million people are now getting actual water. All the views that goes towards it is going back into Beast Philanthropy to help put more wells in across Africa.
Yeah.
It's bringing awareness that, to bring more, donate to Africa to get more wells. I feel like screw it. It's not that big of a deal. I think it's a great thing. I don't think it should be, well, he's a white guy. He's acting as a white savior. I mean, who cares about those 500,000 people? I don't like Mr. B. Like, that makes no sense to me. But hey, that's just an opinion. I game opinion. I was trying to do a game theory joke, but it just didn't work.
No, it didn't.
No.
No, it's like, I don't want you died. 1,000 people. Like you said, that's it.
Exactly.
Like,
That's
like,
what I'm thinking. I'm like, he's doing a lot more than most of these big charities that actually end up profiting it for themselves. Like, it's crazy how many charities are actually in it for the profit and not to actually help people. Like, it actually, from looking at his channel, he actually is donating nearly like, he's actually losing money helping on these charities and
yeah.
stuff like that, which I think is quite a good thing.
Because,
Anyway, that's my piece.
something I had with his other two charitable videos, and again, this is not an issue. I'm
Mm,
not saying what he was doing is bad. It's just, it was kind of spreading a bit of misinformation. How did I cured blindness, or I helped blind
mm,
people see? Blindness is a spectrum.
mm,
Um, and so it kind of gave people the idea of, hey, why don't I just have a surgery? If I can't see anything. Which some actual like fully blind people doesn't work
mm.
for them. Which I mean, hey, to be honest, to describe that in the title, if I'm not a star, that might be. I get it.
Mm.
But like this Africa Well thing, I haven't actually watched the video yet. I know, fake Mr. Beast fan. Um, but like, doing good.
It's no, I think it's good. To do with the blindness video, I actually I can understand why it's controversial. I definitely think it was a bit weird, the packaging. I thought the videos were great. Like I think it's just like a learning thing, but I don't think there was any ill intention by it. But I can understand why there was more controversy over that. But I definitely like with the Wells thing, like it's impacting 500,000 people. Like this is like survival. He's literally. I just think that's a great thing. But do you want to loop back on what's her name? Is it Rosanna? I want to get her
Oh
name
yes,
right.
before we do that, I do want to say something.
Mm,
I forgot to disable Discord sounds. Well, I did that on purpose so I can mute, so I can at least hear it
mm.
when I mute my microphone. But Atlas, if you're watching this, that ping was you. So fuck you, Atlas. I'm joking.
Wow, that's mean. That's
I'm
so cruel.
joking. If you're wondering what I was doing when you were asking if I wanted to play Fortnite, this is what I was doing.
Wait, you
Um,
you play Fortnite? Ew.
I haven't installed the recent update. They brought back the OG map. I haven't played it in a while.
I heard. Yeah, it sounds. I saw ninjas popping off again on Twitch.
Yeah. I mean, to be honest, I mostly play Fortnite whenever Papa sees like, yo.
Mm.
But anyway, back to what we were talking. Talking about Rosanna
Pansino. I just looked
Pansina.
it up now.
Oh, cool.
Now, I just want to say I don't really want to get into it too much because I think from what I've heard, the beef, if that really is a beef, has been squashed.
That's
I
good.
think I think Keemstar from Tramalert of all people got her and Mr. Beast in the call, and they beefed to squash, or they squashed the beef. Sorry. But for those that don't know, Essentially, I think it was about 2 years ago. There was a thing called Creator Games,
Yeah,
which
I've
was a
heard again.
YouTube original series, and I think 10 to 12 YouTubers were playing hide and seek in one of the biggest stadiums in America. Apparently, Rosanna Pansino came third in the competition, but in the edit, it appeared she came, I think it was like fourth or fifth, and there's a lot of drama over it. So I'm curious, what is your thoughts on this?
Um, I'm gonna be honest. I have not researched the extent. Um, I
But just from what
assume.
you've seen, like it'd be
Okay, so from what I've seen, I saw the initial tweet for being like, "Hey, Mr. Beast edited to like, just
mm,
tell her own story and kind of didn't give a plot and just sorry, English is hard. Wasn't
sorry.
telling the actual thing. I was lying about who
Mm.
actually came in the set order. And then she kind of was talking about it a lot rather than now personally. And they address this in a tweet. I again, do feel like they should. They admit this in a tweet that they should have tried to handle this privately first.
Mm.
They did get a lot of hate about admitting that death threat.
Oh yeah, that was ridiculous. She got that stressed over that, man.
Okay, again, I'm weird. See what people are hitting her, saying that her death threats is definitely
Yeah.
it's a valid reason to want to delete a post. Like, heck, if I got death threats after this podcast, I'd probably stop doing the podcast.
Yeah, no, it's I know I think like from this whole situation, like from what actually happened, I think that it unfortunately the internet's cruel, but also at the same time, I think this situation was like it was like a minuscule situation and it just blew up out of control. So I like again, I don't want to get too much into it because the beef's been squashed, but I I wasn't what I didn't like about the tweets was I think it's completely valid to be upset, the way she was placed in the competition. I'd probably be upset too. But I thought it was a bit immature to just leak DMs, and I think you could have figured this out privately and it would have saved a lot of
Yeah,
a lot of trouble. But as so I actually know who the video editor is of the Creator Games
it's
video.
you, of course. No,
No, no, it's not me. Like I don't personally know him, but I know who did edit it. I don't really want to get too much into it. But I mean, I've I've tech. It's I don't really want to give out that much information. But like I would have, even though I don't know him, I've interacted with him a few times. I would have sort of close ties to him, but indirectly, not directly. But he's taught before, and he pretty much teaches when it comes to filming YouTube videos, the most important thing is the story, and the most important thing is it's okay, because I asked him this when he was teaching this one time. I was like, is it okay to like put things out of order? Is it okay to like essentially lie in your edits and stuff like that to get the best story, even if that's all the footage you've done? And he pretty much like, from the way he taught in his course, it's kind of like it's actually industry standard to do that, where let's say you and me are playing hide and seek, or let's say I'm chasing you and I'm chasing you for a while and I'm getting close, but in reality I'm never close to you. So let's say we're in London and I'm editing a hunt, like a manhunt video, like from Dreams Manhunt, and you're outside Big Ben. I could edit it where it looks like I'm outside Big Ben too, because I'll run past Big Ben. But what happened would be I could be at the Big Ben like 5 hours later, while you were actually at Big Ben like 5 hours earlier. But we could cut it where it looks like we're there at the same time, just to raise up the tension, even though it was never connected. But that works as a better story. It happens all the time in TV. I don't know if I don't know if signed an NDA for this. I'm not really going to say too much, but like the stuff I did with the Microsoft show, a lot of it was shot quite differently than most people saw. It was shot live, but in the edit there were parts where what I was commentating over was moved over to different sections, and it made it look like the two teams were actually closer together when both of them were like building at different times. And even though they were, I'm very bad at my words and my analogies, but like essentially the editing is actually quite a big focus that a lot of people don't realize. So I think the reason this whole situation happened was to make the video more exciting. I'm really bad at explaining things, but
No,
that's
but
my
honest, I do agree that's probably the reason. Because okay, again, I hate to say it. I mean, he is the current WWE United States Champion, but Logan Paul, he's a bigger name than Rosanna, and if he's in the video longer, there's more intrigue. Like
probably yeah.
I do now, I do think that probably should have like told them about how the edit was gonna go.
Probably, I think that would have been good.
Yeah,
I think there could have been a bit more. Like, I definitely think there's faults on both sides, but I do think it was taken way too far in the sense of what Rosanna did. And I mean, the thing was about the challenge. If you came second, it didn't matter. It was like you could come 12th or second. You didn't win anything. It was only first place that actually won. I think it was like $1 million to give away. So if it was like a second and third prize, I would definitely be upset. But because it's kind of edited differently, I think it's I don't know. I think it's okay to do a bit of line in your edits if it like helps the story.
yeah, no, I do agree with you there.
Mm,
Um, but yeah, no, so that's Mr. Beast drama. Holy crap.
yeah.
We
Apologies for my terrible analogy. I'm not good at explaining things unless I have like it written down.
have you, dude? It's okay. I am not good at analogies either. I have like one analogy. I feel
Mm.
like it's become fairly known among my friends, and that's how I compare arranged marriage to Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild.
What's your thoughts on arranged marriage?
That's actually have I never have I not said it on a podcast? I mean, I probably haven't actually.
I
I'm
don't,
not sure.
I think we've talked a tiny bit about it because, wait, hang on, where is it? I think I have it on my desk. Um, you're probably gonna cringe at this. Um, but it's a good book. I'm reading it.
It's not for Kama Sutra, right?
It's
How to
how
not
not to
die.
die alive.
Yo, can you send me
Alone.
that book, please?
Yeah, no, you should buy it. It's cheap. You can get it on Amazon for like €10. It's actually it's really good read. I'm enjoying it. It's like I heard her on a podcast on the Diary of a CEO podcast because I'm an entrepreneur, not really, but it was quite she I think she runs Hinge or she has some involvement in Hinge. Anyway, it's really interesting read even if you're dating someone. How Not to Die Alone by Logan Uri. I think I'm probably butchering her name. It's really good read on like psychology and stuff like that. Anyway, like it's quite interesting because apparently dating someone for love is only something new, like in the last
Really?
100 or
That's
150
interesting.
years. Yeah,
That is
apparently
interesting.
all before 1800s, it was all arranged marriage.
Well, I'm just going to steal that book the next time you visit because if I have that
Yeah.
book around my house, my parents might question, uh, why do you have this?
Just
Granted, they won't know what it is, but still. Um,
that's
but
why you need a Kindle.
anyway, to answer your question, what are my thoughts on it? Okay, so I will say there is this stigma that arranged marriages are loveless and it's always stuff. I'm
Mm.
here to tell you, as someone who has not had an arranged marriage, but who has been to and has experienced multiple, it's not always like that.
Mm.
At least the way it's been done in my family. As you don't know, this is going to shock a lot of people if they haven't realized this. I'm from Bangladesh, ethnic. No,
What?
I know people are surprised when I say I'm not white. They're like, "Yeah, I am. Is that a problem?" It's like, "No, I just expected you to be white." And I'm like,
I thought you were Australian, to be fair.
"Oh, Australian, oh, good day, mate. Oh, fuck no. What the fuck you doing to
That's
me? All right, I don't even know what accent. No, I'm going Irish now.
well, you see, the reason I like bring up arranged marriage, like, because when I was reading the book, it, it actually like talked about how there's actually a lot less divorces. People actually tend to be happier. in arranged
No.
marriages than marry. I was like, that's interesting. I did not know that. I thought that was cool and
Well,
interesting. No, I don't want an arranged marriage, but I was like, I respect people that do want it
again,
now. I
no,
think it's
that statistic is true, and I've learned that.
yeah.
So let me explain this analogy quickly. This
Mm.
infamous self arranged marriage Zelda analogy.
Let's go.
It works with more games. I just equate Breath of the Wild because that's the one I played. I've played.
Mm,
So in Breath
mm.
of the Wild, now I'm assuming you've never played Breath of the Wild before.
No,
I'm assuming you know nothing about it.
I know it came out on the Switch.
Okay, cool. So Breath of the Wild is an open world Zelda game. Open
Mm,
world essentially means you can travel to any point of the map at any time. It's not locking you otherwise. And in Breath of the Wild, you have the final boss, Ganon. And Ganon's the final boss. You can technically fight him pretty much from the start. But most people they fight these divine beasts, which are like the sub bosses. But eventually, it's easier to fight Ganon in the end.
mm,
So I equate arranged marriage, fighting Ganon straight away, and then you'll keep failing, but eventually you'll be able to do it straight away. But dating, I equate that to doing the divine beast first. For sure, it might not be you're not rushing it. You're taking more time to enjoy the game, but at the end of the day, you're just trying to have that better strategy for when you get to it.
mm.
Again, that's how I equate.
Yeah, no, that's a
So
good
marriage is
analogy.
Ganondorf. That's what I'm saying.
I don't, that this was not planned in the podcast to
Oh,
talk about.
closest we would be talking about marriage would be if I were to mention Iman Vellani again. But we'll see. Um,
The Marvels is debuting next week, is it?
I am. And people ask if I want to see it. There's one reason I want to see it, and we all know what that reason.
Mm.
Um,
I'll say this. I'm not really big into Marvel anymore, so I'm not going to see the Marvels. But they released a clip of Miss Marvel's character where she's finally back at home with her parents, and her parents are talking about Captain Marvel and how she was in their house, and it must at the point in the film, Miss Marvel must not have met Captain Marvel yet, and she like you could see she's freaking out, and I'm like, there's something really wholesome about it. I was like, that would be the only reason because I really liked Miss Marvel as a character. I was like, and the way she loves Captain Marvel, I was like, I'd love to see that interaction.
yeah.
But I'll see. I'll see it when it's out on digital.
I realize I still haven't answered your question. Like my analogy. What
Mm,
are my thoughts on arranged marriage? Now, personally, it should be up to the person, in my opinion.
mm,
Again, how the player wants to play the game.
mm,
I've had people say that they would want to actually have an arranged marriage. For example, one of my friends in real life, he's not gonna be watching this, but sup, bro? He's told me that he would rather have an arranged marriage. And you know what? Hey, if you want to have
mm,
that,
mm.
again,
We stand those people.
as long as because like again, the whole stigma of it being forced and loveless, that's a lie. Just
Well, I think it depends. Like it depends
it's
on where it is. I
stereotypes.
think there are countries like in around India and Bangladesh where it's forced, which I don't
Oh,
think is good at all. Oh
um,
God, no, no.
oh,
We're not talking about that.
but
No,
my I don't even know much about it either. Don't worry. But
no.
for example, with my sisters, so they met with a few guys. They would essentially come to our house, and my dad would vet them out. And then
Mm,
sometimes they'd come over and it'd be like a vibe check with my sisters.
mm,
Then hey, if things went well, maybe they'd go to the next stage, which is just out again. And then if
mm.
things go extra well, boom, marriage deal,
Marriage.
marriage
Mm,
deal, yeah.
let's go.
And hey, my older sister has 2 kids.
Mm,
Think she's happy in her marriage.
mm-hmm.
My other sister, she might be watching this. Visit. I
That's
don't. I
how I was
don't
like.
know.
I was just thinking.
I
I
gotta
was
be
like,
careful
"Hello,
what I.
Sal sister."
I gotta be careful what I say here. But you know what? She just got married recently. I don't. I. She doesn't have kids yet, so I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. But again, like very common in culture.
Mm,
Um. Now there are things that I find stupid about arranged marriage.
Hmm.
And in case any other relative of mine sees this episode, could you please not watch this episode, please?
I'm gonna give you. I'm getting you in so much trouble with your family.
My one sister is the only one who watches it, maybe, and even
Okay.
then, I don't even think. But in case any other cousin of me has ended up here, go play FIFA, please. It's not even called FIFA anymore, but you know what I
Watch the
mean.
Luca Tony podcast. Like,
I mean, hey, we have more episodes. I don't know. We'll see.
mm,
Um. Oh yes.
arranged marriage.
Yeah, but what's
Just your opinion on it.
Oh, but are dumb things about it. For example, essentially like a job applicant. You look at
Hmm.
their career, what village they're from, their
Hmm.
race and stuff. Oh,
Hmm.
it's all this stuff, and it's mostly the father choosing or the parent choosing. At least to my understanding, at least the way it
Hmm.
was run for me, and it just seems like too much. Personally, I
Hmm.
don't want an arranged marriage. Which, to be honest, statistically speaking, my likelihood to be, I genuinely feel like if I had arranged marriage, it would just be easier, right? Because hey, I
It'd
have
be
that.
easier puzzle.
Oh, just because there are certain qualities that are desirable when you're in that, when you're aiming for that. One, not being disabled. That didn't work for my sister, so she was struggling with it for years.
Mm,
I don't want to talk too much shade, but there was
no.
apparently one arranged marriage person said they'd only married my sister if she covered her eye. As in her eye that is like swollen because she's short
Mm,
sighted.
yeah.
And then when my dad told me that, granted this was years after, I was like, fuck that.
Yeah,
Um,
that's dick move right there.
oh, cause like I ain't your wife now, do ya? Cause
No.
that ain't gonna be a fucking loved marriage. Really glad I didn't meet that cunt. Or it
Mm.
would be, but no,
I just love how you're like the most wholesome person that never swears, and then the moment like someone insults your sister, you're like, I'll
you
fucking
if
kill you.
if you insult someone,
Respect, by the way.
if you insult someone that I care about in some form, whether that be a friend, I am. I can't remember. I was yelling at my friend recently. That's for a topic which I can't discuss in the podcast.
Yeah, that's we
Um,
we don't need to go too much personal
no,
into your
but
life, by the
no.
way.
But back to arranged marriage stuff. But certain qualities are desirable.
Mm,
A, height wise, I am a 5'7", 5'8". I say I'm 5'7". I've been told I'm 5'8". I'd rather go lower so people can be. Because if I go higher and I'm wrong, people will be like, "Holy crap, you're shorter than we expected." But if I
mm,
say lower, and I'm taller than I expected. That's a pretty desirable height in South Asian culture.
mhm.
I'm above average in Bangladesh.
Let's go.
Oh, that matters. With decent height. I can grow facial hair. Again, this is
I
going to
can't.
shock
I've
people.
tried.
This is going to shock people. I have a full-on beard.
He's mocking me right now.
I
I really want to. I've been trying to grow a beard for years, and I can't, and it hurts.
It's just the genes, bro.
Yeah.
But also,
So I got the
unfortunately,
short jeans and the no beard jeans.
yeah. I mean, your dad doesn't have it,
No,
and that makes
no, he
sense.
doesn't.
Are you
I,
complaining? Explain your dad. It's your
but
dad's fault.
I want a beard. I really want a beard. I think I'd look good with a beard.
Get a hair transplant.
I'll go to Turkey.
I'll go to Tokyo. But also like I said with status and jobs,
Mm.
my degree, mechanical engineer, that's something that's gonna look good on an arranged marriage application.
Yeah.
Um so why does Delpok not want an arranged marriage? His life has pretty much prepared him for it. I wanted to I prefer going after divine peace. I don't want to rush to get.
Mm.
So personally I'd rather just end with
Well,
my
you're only like 20, aren't you? 21. Yeah. You have plenty of
um
time, man.
I at least I don't know. I'd rather. Well, A, I don't trust my parents' ability to vibe with because I
Mm.
know the thing is they've told me since I was young kind of girl they expect me to end up with,
Hmm.
which every girl like is. bit back right. Ironically, the closest is Iman Vellani. Um, um,
We need to make you a Marvel actor. That's what we need to do.
or I don't know, or we just gotta get this podcast really big so we can get Iman Vellani on.
Well, see, this I'm giving you the whole spotlight now. Now that I'm leaving,
I
so
have to do everything now.
yeah. But then you're like you're the sex appeal of the podcast now.
I don't know what to say about that.
Just
Our cameras aren't even on.
it went so quiet.
I'm not used to people calling me the sex appeal of things. That's why I don't turn my camera on. Um,
For those that don't know, Stealth is a good looking man. I'll say that. I'm gonna say that right now. Compared to me, he's a very good looking man.
probably the decent looking man too, but dang it, people, stop saying I'm good looking. You're gonna disappoint people when I actually turn my camera on for
No,
real.
you're much. I'm gonna say this right now. This sounds like I'm flirting with you. You're a much better looking man than me. That's all I'm gonna say. You're definitely you're a catch.
See,
He
you
just
want
went quiet.
this is what happens whenever people compliment me in real life. I just
I know. I hate compliments too. I'm good. I love giving them. I hate receiving them. If you want to make me feel uncomfortable, give me a compliment. I'm like, oh, thank you. Like
that's why we're such good
when
friends. I don't compliment him.
no, and that's why I'm so mean to you all the time.
Oh
I hate
yeah,
you.
no,
I hate you with a passion, actually.
I can't. I can't remember, but whenever people, because most people don't have to be know what I look like. Whenever they compliment me,
What are you doing?
because honestly, there are really good. I mean, you've seen Luke.
He
I
is.
know,
He's a decent looking man.
I
He's a
know, I
decent
threatened
looking.
to murder him, but he's a handsome guy. I can't
He's
lie
a
and say
hand.
I didn't get
You
lost in his
know.
eyes when he was in London.
No.
Um, all right, sorry, Luke,
Well,
and or Amy.
do you want to move on to the next topic?
Oh
Because
wait,
I've been waiting to
I
do
haven't
this.
finished my arranged marriage thing. I
Okay.
think I haven't.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I'd rather play the game, at least try myself, because hey, my parents aren't gonna find me a nerdy woman. I gotta find that nerdy woman myself. I clearly am not looking
Amen.
hard enough because it ain't working. Hey, I'm 21.
See, this is
Like,
why you need the book. How Not to Die Alone by Logan Murray.
you have no idea how tempted I am to buy that, but I don't know
Honestly,
yet.
buy it. It's a good read. It's a really interesting read. Even as just to learn, it's quite
All
interesting.
right,
It changed my perspective.
I'll tell you what. If at least two people comment, not including you, actually, if three people, including you, comment that I should buy the book, I'll buy the book. Yeah, buy. I'll have a book review. I'll bring you on for a book review of that.
Fuck
Um,
review.
yeah. So next segment. Which one?
I was gonna say I really want to do two truths and a lie.
Okay, cool. So, an idea I had, which I really wish I came up with when we started this whole podcast thing,
Mm,
was a segment with each of our guests, and as we know, Riley's now a guest,
mm,
just to get to know him a bit. Two truths and a lie. If
mm,
you haven't played Two Truths and a Lie, we're gonna say three statements. Two of them are truths, one of them's a lie.
mm,
Smosh does this amount, and they have water guns when you get it wrong. I
mm.
just have a sword, but he lives in Ireland, so I can't do anything
Yeah.
either
So
way.
you can't stab me until I come to London next. Damn.
Um, trying to think. You go first.
Okay, I've written this down. Okay. So my two truths and a lie. Number one, I by accident started a cult. Number two, I once believed I was going to be gunned down in an airport by airport security because people convinced me I looked quite dodgy. Number three, my family was given a fine when I was 4 years old because I by accident pressed the red button on the escalator in the shopping center. So you know where you press it down and then it stops.
Am I allowed to ask questions about these, or I just have to guess based on impression? We didn't
Um,
discuss this.
what we didn't. How about this? Just tell me what you think is the lie first, and then you can ask me questions, and I can confirm if it's
Okay.
true, and you can like
Okay.
change your mind.
I'm gonna explain my thought process. So the
Mm,
first one was you started a cult.
mm.
I don't know if you count the short gang as a cult because
Well, mate.
I had a discussion with a friend of mine in real life. I don't know if he's watching this because I don't think I
Mm,
mentioned the podcast. Um, But we were discussing cults. And what is the definition of a cult? Now, according to
Uh,
Google, the definition of a cult is a system of religious veneration and devotion directly towards a particular or object,
mm.
um, or a person or thing that is popular, fashionable among a particular. That's a cult following. What is Urban Dictionary? Large group. Anyway, so I don't know if you're counting Short Gang as a cult. You can't confirm that, obviously. You
Well, you
can.
have to you have to give me which one you think is a lie first before I answer anything.
The fir-
So out of those three, what do you think is a
I'm
lie?
thinking. I need to think about this. The second one, you thought you were going to be gunned down because someone thought to leave and people look shady. That
Hmm.
sounds like something you would think as a kid.
Hmm.
Third one, to find. See, the thing is, these all sound like stuff that could actually happen.
Yeah, you imagine like I actually started a cult.
But one, I don't think you count the short gang as a cult, so I'm gonna say you didn't start a cult.
Okay. Now, do you want to ask me questions?
About the cult, or
No, like, do you want? You said afterwards you want to ask me any questions and stuff like that.
oh,
Like you can ask questions about each one if you want, and I can try and
okay,
answer them.
okay, a cult. It's not the
Hmm.
short gang. Can't call it the short gang, can you?
I mean, you see, I don't want to confirm or not because then it tells me if it's the truth or lie. I'll say this: I've been looking into cults.
There was a
I
YouTuber who turned
hmm?
essentially founded his own religion called Sillyism. Um,
Oh, I love Max Fosh. She's
on
great.
Max Bosch.
Um, I'll say this: technically, a cult leader is charismatic. They encourage at times violence and loyalty. I may have started a cult where essentially I got 1.3 million kids to follow me blindly, hate tall people. I got lots of videos where they beat up their older, taller siblings, which looking back is quite disturbing because I incited some violence. But yeah, if
Okay.
we actually, you know what I should do? I should go into depth over my three stories. So this is why I believed I started a cult,
Mm.
which is the short gang. Now you probably, you might think that's true, you might think that's false. I'll leave it up. But yeah, no, I by accident started a cult. I realized it. I got 1.3 million followers on TikTok. I convinced lots of 10-year-olds that were short to stand up against tall people. I pretty much called on violence towards tall people and a war, and I was quite charismatic, which apparently means you might be a cult. For my second one, where I believed I was going to be gunned down in an airport by airport security, I was on holiday probably 5, 10 years ago. I don't know how long. I was a teenager anyway. I was with some friends and I wore a very oversized jacket and I wore a really big red cap where you could hide my face. And my friend pointed out that I looked like I could be a bomber. And I started freaking out. And airport security passed us, and he was like, "There's a lot more airport security coming around us now," and they all had massive guns. And he's like, "I think they're trying to kill you." And I started panicking, and then I went through airport security, where you actually have to put your bags in. Easiest thing of my life. For the third one, this was actually quite funny. When I was 4 years old, I was at Dundrum Town Shopping Centre, great shopping centre, one of my favorite shopping centres in Ireland. I was four. I was going up the escalator and I pressed the big red button and it stopped. And I was with my parents, and a security guard came out of nowhere and was like, "Look, you can't do that, so we're gonna give you, I think it was like, I don't know how much it was, those it's a fine, it's like, I don't know how much it was, like maybe 50 euro, 100 euro fine, because I think it damages the escalator sometimes, or I don't know. Anyway, my family was sent a fine because I pressed a big red button because I was like, oh, I wonder what happens when I press this big red button. And fortunately, no one got injured or hurt. So those are my 3 stories.
Hmm. So you okay? You making it sound like you're not. See, if Max Fox can consider his YouTube channel a cult, and
Mm.
you could do the same thing with your TikTok.
Hmm.
So I guess so.
Well,
But if
one of them's a lie, Stealth.
I
And
know,
two
but
of
I
them are true.
swear, if the other two are true, and it's just you saying, yeah, no, I know it's a TikTok account, it's not a cult, then I'd be like, oh fuck
Well,
you.
maybe I've never had like okay. I'll be honest. If maybe I'm lying about maybe I'm lying that I started a TikTok account around having 1.3 million followers around being short. I would consider that a cult. Personally, what I've done, but if I didn't have a TikTok with 1.3 million followers, then that would be a lie.
I have to think of better ones now because my three are gonna be really boring now.
I really thought of this. I was like, I need to win this. I wanted to come up with some outrageous ones.
Second one, the way you worded that story, it sounded like you were older. So I'm gonna guess that's the older you.
Hmm.
I don't think you were 80.
Hmm.
Guess not.
Okay,
Um,
that's set.
wait, actually no, don't say it yet. But a fine if it's your first time doing it. I don't know if you'll say how much the fine is. You don't have to.
Well, I can't remember how much the fine is. No, I think it's the rules clearly set. If you press a fine, or like it's even in trains where if you pull it down, you get a fine. There's no questions about it. There's no like, oh, it's your first time. I think it's kind of like you get a fine.
I'm guessing the second one. Well, actually, because like here's the thing, right? I
Hmm.
was gonna say a fine. That seems really harsh, but then I remember Irish people are damn cunts. So you know
Wow,
what? It's the second one. And that's what
the
I'm
second
locking
one's
it
a
in.
lie.
Second one. Go on, yeah.
Okay, well, do you want? I'll reveal the truth. You were wrong.
Fuck, it was the third one.
The third one is a lie. When I was 4 years old, I did press a red button, but it was in an airport in somewhere in
Oh,
America,
these
and
lies.
I didn't get in trouble. That's where I got inspired from it. But I actually, what my friends convinced me, I did look like a suicide bomber in an airport when I was 17.
What happens if you don't guess mine?
I don't know.
We have to go again, Ben.
I guess so. Well, just tell me your 2 truths and a lie, and I'll guess.
I have to think about it now. Better ones, what I already thought of.
Use Chat GPT.
Cheap. Yeah. You know what? Hey, we're gonna go on a segue. You talk about your upcoming projects because I know you want to talk about that. What's out?
Well, for those that don't know, I'm leaving Stealth Hawk because I hate him, and no, I'm actually working on my own stuff right now. It's actually coming. It should be coming out this week. I'm committing to it coming out this week. Over the last few weeks, I have been developing a format for hopefully something new on YouTube. I'm really sick of YouTube right now. It feels really stale. It feels very over Mr. Beastified. Not a criticism of Jimmy Donaldson. I love him, but everyone else that copies him, I hate. Um, so I kind of want to do something new. I missed the Casey Neistat era where everyone vlogged, and I think I've got an idea um, of making. I'm not sure if it'll be a daily vlog. It probably won't. I might call it the almost daily vlog, or it might not be a daily vlog at all. I'm probably gonna experiment first with this new format. But a lot of people on YouTube, like the YouTube gurus, say you need like 100 grand or you need a lot of money to be successful, which I think is complete nonsense. So to be a bit of an a-hole or a bit of a dick, I've decided I've bought a €200 camera and I'm going to use my Zoom H1 recorder for audio and I'm going to try and go viral with that. Well, it might not work, it probably won't, but I want to trust my intuition. And yeah, my plan is it's going to be around my quarter life crisis in my early 20s, which is a kind of a parody of a midlife crisis. So we'll see where it goes. How's the two truths and a lie coming on?
I had like 3, 4, but they were boring. Um,
So you need to come prepared. You need to come prepared, Sal.
I should have been prepared for my own podcast. I'm sorry, viewers, or listeners. What do
Mm,
we call this? This is a YouTube video at the end of it, even if it can't.
yeah.
Okay, you know what? These are gonna be so much compared to your. The first one.
Don't worry.
Um, I used to have beef with the
Mm,
animals of goats. When I say beef, I mean I hated them.
you hate goats. Okay.
I used to.
Yeah.
Beef has been quelled. Not.
Okay, good. I'm glad your
Um,
your beef with goats are over now.
um, 2, I used to have that cat, but when my sister realized she was freaking terrified of them, my parents gave it away.
Oh.
And number 3, I've never seen Four of the Dark World.
Oh. Okay. That's interesting. Um you see, I feel like the Thor the Dark World would be the lie because you are like a Marvel thing, but I also feel like you're offsetting me at the same time. What was your first one again? Oh, the goats.
Yeah, I used to have a hatred.
I'm gonna say the second one is the lie.
Did you want to ask questions? Did you want me to?
Okay, well, what was your beef with goats?
When I was out in Bangladesh, a baby one headbutted me. That day, I vowed that the next time I'd be at Bangladesh, eat a goat. For the next time it was, and I was standing in the butcher line, and I saw these goats waiting to die.
Mm,
Ate this. So we go to
yeah.
their wedding, and they had a deep fried goat, and I was like, "Fuck, I can't eat that. I ain't a vegetarian. I can't eat that guy." Um, goats.
How did you react when Mojang added goats to the Minecraft 1.17
I
update? Did that upset you? Did it make you angry? Did you want to sue Mojang for
I
emotional distress?
up to date with Minecraft updates. To be honest, I had no idea when we did it. I was like, "Oh, okay."
Oh, pity,
I think by
pity.
that point, I don't know. I started
Okay.
my goat reformation happened in 19, end of
Oh,
2019.
I'm glad you solved your beef with goats.
Yeah, no.
Okay. My next question, and this is for point number two. Uh, what type of cat was the cat? Like, what was the breed, like color wise?
I was I don't have any pictures. Genuinely like a week. Like my sister's
Hmm.
5.
Mm. And how old were you? And have you had any cats or animals since?
Oh my, we're not allowed to have a cat because they won't be.
Okay.
Um, it,
Um.
I want to say it was, in Minecraft that Siamese cat was like black and white. It's that
Yeah.
one.
Mhm.
Not the one where it's like face is like split,
Mhm. Mhm.
but the black back white pattern. Yeah, no, my dad got it as a gift, and my sister got the
Mhm.
cat, and just a week.
Oh.
I hope it has a happy life now.
Mhm.
Um, funny thing, so if you ever did, whenever we go to family houses where there's a
Mhm.
cat, um, our family literally tells the host family in advance,
Mhm.
hey, um, our daughter's terrified of cats. Could you please keep it away from her?
Mhm.
Like
Mhm.
it's genuinely like a PSA that they have
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
say. But no, unfortunately, I have no pictures. I know that sounds really shady.
That's no, it's fine.
I
Why?
want a cat though one day.
You should. Cats are amazing. I
When I
love
get my
cats.
own house, My sister won't be able to say anything because it'll be my own house.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
yes, go on.
Why have you not seen Thor: The Dark World yet?
Why haven't I seen Dark World? Well, I've heard it, but I haven't seen a lot of movies, a lot about it because
So,
more
have
of a
you
D
not seen every Marvel film?
can't answer that now, can I?
Well, have you seen Iron Man?
I have one time I fell asleep during watching during it. Um,
Have you watched Iron Man 2?
so
Have you watched The Incredible Hulk, followed by what was the next one? Captain America, Thor, The Avengers, Guardians of the Galaxy 1, Sword
do
of
you,
Dark World, Iron Man
do you
3.
want to ask plot details or anything?
No, I don't care. Um, so,
Uh,
have you
Incredible
seen
Hulk.
Miss Marvel, or is that all a lie?
I wouldn't lie about Iman Vellani. Um,
Um, have you been watching the new Loki series?
a good show.
What? Good. I've heard good reports about it. So you've seen the first two seasons, yeah?
Loki. It's what season
Yeah.
two.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Okay. And did you enjoy what was it? Thor Ragnarok. Yeah. Okay.
I have a
Good.
hot take.
What?
I liked For Love and Thunder when I first.
I hated it.
I'm going to get
I'm watching.
canceled.
I'm actually watching Taika Waititi's film today, though, Jojo Rabbit, which is a really good film.
I'm gonna
Um,
get canceled saying I liked For Love and Thunder, but I
I
did.
don't think it's a valid. Everyone has a right to their own opinion. Like
Yeah,
it does. I didn't like it, but just because I didn't like it, it doesn't mean you can't like.
no.
Everyone. I like the Baywatch movie, and it's not a good movie, but I love it. It's my. I think it's okay to. I think it's a bad movie, but if you think it's a great movie, so be it. That's awesome.
Well, I don't think it's a great movie. I just thought, but
So why do you? So if you love Thor: Love and Thunder, why did you not watch the Thor: The Dark World?
well, I already know what happens in it.
Yeah.
Like,
Uh huh.
are you gonna read a book if you know the ending?
Yeah. True. True. All right. So two truths and a lie. So I don't know. Um. I don't. I think you genuinely did have beef with goats. Um. I feel like the third one is try and throw me off. Where I'm like, well, clearly that's the lie because you haven't seen it because you're obsessed with Marvel. But I think the actual lie is the second one. I think your sister is scared of cats, but I think you never got a cat. That's my theory. So tell me how wrong I am.
No, you're right.
I I'm right. Let's
Right.
go.
I'm gonna be honest. Originally, it was gonna be I've never seen For the Dark World. I've fallen asleep during Iron Man, and I can't remember the third one was gonna be Marvel related. But then you
Hmm.
up the game with some serious stuff, but I was like, but no, I've never had a cat. I do actually want a cat. Um,
Hmm.
no, no. My sister is actually genuinely terrified of cats.
Yeah, I was getting because I was like watching you intently with the way you were speaking,
This is
and
why cameras turn off normally.
yeah, I think I would have been able to pick it up as
Yeah.
well in the voice. But like the thing was, it was like you felt more confident when talking about your sister being scared of cats. But when I was like asking you about the breed and stuff like that, you were like, you sounded like, oh, yeah, well,
Yeah,
kind of.
no.
I was like, I got it, because I thought the Thor: The Dark World one. I was like, I'm surprised you haven't seen it, but it also like, it was
It's
also like I feel like that's the one to try and put me under the bus.
people are gonna be surprised by how many movies I have. I only
How many
watched
Marvel films have you not seen?
like actually, like we're talking act.
Yeah, well, okay. I want to try and flex and see if I can remember.
We talking MCU
So
or just Marvel in general?
just MCU. So Iron Man. I'm gonna list the films and see if I can get them in order almost. Do you have a list of the Marvel
I
films? Could
do.
you get it?
I have a list.
Okay. So have you seen Iron
Uh
Man?
huh. I did actually
Okay.
fall asleep during it, but that was because of jet lag,
Hmm,
and I was in a hotel
yeah.
room. But I have seen it
Well, that's fair.
like a few times
Oh,
before.
you should watch it. It's actually really good. It's one of my
Iron
favorite
Man's
Marvel
awesome.
films.
No, I've seen it in full. Third
Oh,
time I
okay.
watched it, I fell asleep because jet lag.
Yeah. Yeah. Have you seen The Incredible Hulk?
I have. I used to be. When I was a kid, I was really scared to watch it because I thought the Hulk was
Mm,
scary. But nowadays,
I was the same. Yeah.
yeah,
It's not that bad, but it was. I know. I was the exact same. Have you seen Iron Man 2?
I actually don't know because I feel like I have. I also feel like I haven't. If that makes sense.
Mm. I kind of have that same fever dream too. I've seen it, but yeah, I get what you mean. It's kind of like I sort of remember it, but I sort of don't remember it.
I want to say I have. Yeah.
Mm. Have you seen Captain? I presume you've seen Captain America, the first
First,
Avenger.
I don't actually think I have.
Have you not? Oh,
This
that's a
is
good
shock.
film.
This is genuinely going to shock people. I don't think I've actually
Mm.
seen the first event.
We need to do a movie marathon with the Marvel films, like
Oh,
up to Endgame, not afterwards.
you're leaving.
Um,
You're leaving the podcast.
yeah, I know it's too late. Um, what happened after? Have you seen the Thor film, the original?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I've seen.
yeah. Okay, and then have you? I presume you've seen Avengers.
Oh, that movie is the reason I'm a comic book nerd.
Yeah,
Genuinely.
I remember going to Avengers. Avengers was great. I think Guardians of the Galaxy came out next. I could be
Yeah, it
wrong.
was
No,
Iron
no,
Man.
Iron
Yeah,
Man 3 came out next.
I saw that in cinema. Yeah, my dad and my
Yeah,
cousin.
that
I
was a
didn't
good film.
I didn't get invited to a birthday party because of watching that,
Oh,
which I appreciate the consideration, but I
well,
also
it
was
would have been
like,
nice to have got the invite.
but if I had gotten the invite, I would have been like, fuck Iron Man 3. I would rather hang out with friends.
Yeah, yeah. Guardians came out next, did it?
Well, no, Captain America, the Winter Soldier.
Oh, Captain.
Already,
Okay, Captain America, Winter Soldier, then Guardians.
already established. I haven't
I
seen Thor: The Dark World.
Thor. Yeah, I'm gonna like my era around this is like I can't remember like the chronologically released, but I know Thor: The Dark World, Captain America, Winter Soldier, Guardians, Iron Man 3. I know there was the second Avengers film. I remember there was the Ant-Man film. I think it was Avengers, the second Avengers, if I'm correct. Followed by what was that in the second Avengers? After was there a second? No, maybe Ant-Man came after the second
Ant-Man came
Avengers.
out after.
Um, did Captain America: Civil War come out
It was
after?
Phase
Yeah,
3. Yeah.
yeah, Captain America: Civil War came out. Then there was like Spider-Man: Homecoming. What else came after Spider-Man: Homecoming? Black Panther.
Or Ragnarok.
Captain Marvel. Though Infinity War came out first, and then it was Endgame. I feel like I'm missing a film. Have I missed a film?
Guardians of the Galaxy 2, Doctor
Uh,
Strange.
Oh yeah, I forgot about those two. Sorry.
See,
Um.
I'm looking at the list. Genuinely speaking, the only ones I haven't watched are the first Avenger and Thor: of a Dark World.
Oh really? Okay.
So I'm better than I
You should.
thought. Now, if you
Yeah,
ask
you should.
Marvel
It's.
movies in general, I don't think I've seen X3: The Last Stand.
Mhm.
I haven't
I haven't
actually
either.
watched. I haven't watched X-Men First Class in full. Not in full. I've seen bits of it.
Have you watched Deadpool?
Yeah, I've seen both of them.
They're great.
I haven't seen Batman Begins.
Oh, you need to watch Batman Begins.
I've
It's a
seen
great
the
film.
other two. I
Mhm.
also haven't seen Man of Steel.
Man of Steel's all right. The soundtrack is elite, though. I saw Hans Zimmer play in London with the Man of Steel soundtrack, and it was amazing.
Honestly, since The Dark Knight Rises, the only like DC movies I've actually seen of the live action ones are Wonder Woman and Aquaman. I haven't actually seen any of the other ones.
I saw what have I seen? I saw Man of Steel. I mean, I didn't see these all in cinema, by the way. I did see Batman v Superman.
Hmm.
I didn't see Aquaman actually. I did see the first Wonder Woman. I saw the first Shazam. Um, I did watch the first cut of Justice League, which was bad, and then I just gave up on the DCU. And then I watched the Snyder cut of Justice League, and it was actually extremely good. I really enjoyed that. And then the last DCU project I saw, I think, was Black Adam.
Oh yeah, I've also
Love
seen.
you, Dwayne.
Fuck you, Dwayne.
Yeah, love you, Dwayne. You're awesome.
You wanna know something funny?
What?
So recently in Madonna SMP we had a Halloween,
Mm?
which was not fun. I made the monster. He
Le-
um But the other fun thing is last year's Halloween event was the birth of stuff. What are your thoughts on Black Adam? That inside joke. And it took a year, but I finally got to answer why Black Adam sucks. Because what happened last year was anytime I would try to explain it, it wasn't even planned. I would comedically be teleported out because I would have
Mm.
respawned. It was genuinely so funny. Uh, yeah, so that. But no, some better truth lies, but I don't know if I should do them now or if I should save them for next time.
Mm.
Oh, speaking of Marvel, there was some Marvel drama recently.
Oh, do spill, do
Okay,
spill.
so I will say that Variety published an article. This article has essentially debunked
Oh, has
person
it?
person who is wrote it. Liar, etc. They've written bullshit before. I do still think it's worth talking about the article.
Mm-hmm.
Um, because although the article is BS, I do still think Marvel does have some problems.
Oh, huge problems. I
Um,
think it's beyond. Like I think Marvel's essentially screwed unless they make some big changes like now.
see, I have a hot take. And that's I genuinely think they need to reboot. And when I say reboot, I think they need to just like start doing more stuff that's not connected.
Yeah, I don't think they need to do actual. My opinion would be, but the problem is it's already so sticky. I think up to the Avengers Endgame films, they did it perfectly, and then afterwards, like since and to be fair, there was problems because of the pandemic. So things got screwed, and then there's been strikes and people not being able to film. So I understand why it's messy, but the problem is everything feels connected now, which isn't a bad thing, but you need like at least with the Marvel films when watching it, like Ant-Man, you could watch it standalone. Like you didn't have to watch anything else. Nowadays, if I want to watch the Marvels, I have to watch WandaVision. I have to watch Captain Marvel. I have to watch what's it called? Secret Invasion, most likely with Nick Fury. I have to watch Miss Marvel. That's like 5, 10, 12 hours probably to watch all that stuff to get the up to date on the lore. That feels like homework to me. And when the stuff isn't good quality, why should I, waste my time on that? So I like what they're doing with Echo from the trailer. I'm not saying the show will be good, but I think the fact that it's kind of standalone is what they need to do. Like I think what would work better is kind of like what they did with Phase. I think they should have done what they did with Phase 1,
Hmm.
gone back to the beginning in a sense of like, yeah, they might have films where the heroes from the previous Avengers films are still doing their own films, but not all of it has to be connected to like one grand story. Introduce it slowly. So if you want to introduce Kang, that's fair. Maybe just focus on it only in the Loki show. Don't do it in the Ant-Man 3. Ant-Man 3 could have been a completely different story. Finish up with Guardians of the Galaxy. I just feel like they could have done the stories a bit more justice.
Okay. I will address some of the rumors. I do agree, to be honest. Behind the scenes drama, like not taking that into account, I felt like crap because of low key. Genuinely speaking, I don't think Ant-Man 3 is a bad movie. I think it's MCU average, which I guess
Mm,
nowadays is considered a bad movie. But I don't look at it and see the point of it.
yeah.
It's supposed to be introducing Kang, but
Mm.
I don't know. I wish it takes. Anyway, talk about some of the rumors. This is going to be mostly from memory.
Mm,
I'm scrolling through a Twitter thread.
hmm
They have talked about bringing back the original cast of the new Avengers. Um,
That would be so bad. Please
reviving
don't bring
Iron Man
them
and Black
back.
Widow. Now this is apparently debunked because I hope so. Now, I do actually think that Downey will be coming back, but in
I hope he
Secret
doesn't.
Wars as a variant.
I hope he doesn't. I think it would ruin Marvel.
I if he comes back he shouldn't be the one to stop Kang.
And I don't think, but that's the problem. It's like they set him up as this big hero for Endgame. Oh, but he can come back in the multiverse, guys. Like, no, I that just feels that as an audience member, that feels like just cheap bullshit storytelling to me.
No, yeah, like I'm okay with him being a cameo, but I don't want him to have like an actual role.
I no,
Um,
I don't even want a cameo. I think that will literally ruin the entire Marvel movies from 2008. I think was when the first Iron Man came out, all the
yeah.
way up to Endgame in 2019.
But other things on relation to cameos, there have been talks. So okay, in terms of the movie, so the Kang Dynasty, the lead now, I'm going to specify the lead of the film. I don't mean the lead of the Avengers. What I mean by this is in Infinity War, Thor ideally well had the big focus, but he
Mm,
wasn't the leader of the Avengers. But in the
mm.
Kang Dynasty, reported the lead character will be Tom Holland's Spider Man.
I can't see that happening.
I can't see Marvel letting that happen. Tony,
No.
I'm not saying I have a problem with that because he's probably the most noble character. I
It's
understand
not that
why.
he's noble. It's even just a character in general. He's too young. If it, like you'd want to give it to someone like probably Thor, Doctor Strange.
And
Who
also,
else is?
I feel like him being the lead of validates a bit of a beautiful part of No Way Home.
Yeah.
Even if Spider-Man 4 is this whole grounded thing, sure, he has like his experience of his, but
Mm.
make him the lead in a something that's definitely not going to be grounded. Personally, I don't. Again, we'll have to wait and see. But
Yeah.
the other thing is for Avengers: Secret Wars, the current reported thing is that TVA will be looking at be trying to recruit a multiversal version of the Avengers,
Mm.
and the leaders will be Tobey Maguire and Hugh Jackman, baby.
I can't see that happening. I mean, I could be wrong, but I just can't see it happening.
When I see, I can see that happening, but I don't think I want it to happen.
I just feel like if they do it, I think it just shows how bad Marvel is
That's
getting, and that they don't, because this is a really controversial opinion. Um, I hate when these big studios try to go in for fan behavior, or like for the fans, in the sense of like, oh, we're gonna do these cameos not because it tells the best story, but it's because of the fans, and it kind of actually cheapens the experience. Granted, it was nice in No Way Home, but then it kind of felt like every film afterwards was like kind of a fan experience, and the storytelling got bad. Like Doctor Strange,
Flash.
where they got that felt like, oh, we're trying to be hyped about, what was it? Is it Doctor X? No, Professor X.
Yeah,
And oh, what's his name?
Mr.
He's from, yeah.
Fantastic.
What's the like, I was like, nah, don't, you're just doing it in every film now, and it kind of sucks.
No, I agree. And personally, I don't think I'm a fan of that idea. If I think any character should be the lead of the two Avengers movies, this might surprise people. I think it should be Loki.
I would like to see I think Loki
Because
would be perfect
the
because
thing
of
is,
the
Loki's the one who actually understands the threat of Kang. The
mm.
multiverse saga genuinely has been not just built, it's been carried by the Loki show. It's the only one that actually that tackles the multiverse and isn't shit. Like, let's be honest.
It should have been I think the only thing Marvel did wrong with the Loki series is it should have been a trilogy of films. That would have worked. I think Marvel should not I think Marvel should have either released no shows apart from one show a year, and like had it where it's like Loki's the show of the year, or they should have made it a trilogy of Loki films to hype it up. We haven't had anything exceptional out of all the Disney Marvel shows. There's not been anything that's been exceptional apart from the Loki series. WandaVision, it was good. I enjoyed it, but it's not. It wasn't anything that special apart from
Yeah,
the fact that it was the first Marvel show. Granted, it sets up for Doctor Strange into the Multiverse of Madness, but then
it
my
doesn't
main
know.
complaint was Yeah, well, like that's the thing. Wanda is like she goes from like she's working on herself to turning completely evil by the sequel of Doctor Strange. It makes no sense. The Captain America or not Captain, the Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Part
Like
of it.
I think it would have been a much better film if
I
we actually
agree.
got like a buddy cop movie between Sam Wilson and Bucky Barnes, and like he turns into Captain America by the end of the film. That would have been so much better.
I
What was
agree.
the show? What Loki? I think came out next. That was good. What came out next? Hawkeye.
I like
Hawk.
Hawkeye.
Hawk. To be fair to Hawkeye, I would have got it. I think Hawkeye works because it doesn't really set up that much. It's like it works as a standalone show. Like it might introduce some things. I wouldn't have introduced too much. Like maybe you could have taken out Yelena out of it, stakes wise, and just focused only on maybe introducing the Kingpin. I think that would have been grand. I think the Hawkeye's nice.
Yeah.
I think was it Moon Knight that came out next?
Moon Knight was after. Some people
Mm.
love Moon Knight. I think Moon Knight's good, but I think it starts good, it ends good, the middle.
It should have been a movie.
I think it'd be better as a movie, to be honest.
It shouldn't have been a series.
The other
Miss
thing with Moon
Marvel.
Knight is the director, they intentionally cut out the fight scene.
Oh really?
Yeah, they intentionally like start a fight scene have been cut, which is like
They should have done I think they should have done something similar to what it looks like they're doing with the Echo show. Make it like
um
because it was technically standalone, but they should have made it really I think they should have had it for a higher age rating.
the for Moon Knight. I described this to my sister, and I was trying to explain to my friend. There's this really good X-Men adjacent show. It's Stan Steve.
Mm,
Basically, I'll try and describe it. I haven't actually finished it.
mm,
That doesn't mean it's bad. It's genuinely really good from what I've seen.
mm,
I just don't have time these days. I know that sounds like an excuse. But Legion, so he's a mutant. In the comics, he's the son of Charles Xavier. He's like a really powerful
mm,
telepath. But he also has multiple personalities. And
mm,
part of the charm of that show is this stuff actually happening, or is it actually in his head? Because
mm,
Audrey Plaza's in this show.
mm.
And you find out that this person who we thought was his childhood best friend was actually a man before. Aubrey Plaza just in his head the whole time.
Oh really? Okay.
Yeah, but I feel like with Moon Knight, I was expecting something, and I know I've been told this is a pretty good representation, but I was like, but I expected more of a, how do I say this? More of a more concrete debate of is this in his head? I would have
Yeah.
structured it like that. Even
It
if
would
it
have worked
was
so much better as a film
Like
with a
even
plot
if it
twist
was
in the end.
just like slight bits of every episode ends with him talking with his well with Arthur Harrow in the White Room,
Mm,
and then eventually progresses to that episode. Even that,
mm.
it probably would have worked better.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But that's my problem. Moon Knight's not Legion, but honestly, what's Legion? Good show,
I've heard really good reports about it. No, I think Moon Knight should have been a
isn't it?
film. What was after? Was it Miss Marvel? Was after Moon Knight?
Yeah. Now Miss Marvel. Ah, okay. A lot of people don't seem to like Miss Marvel. I probably not. And I'm not even talking because my admiration towards Aman Vellani just representation. Um, Again, as we've established, I ain't white. I'm also not black. I'm not Hispanic. I'm South Asian. I'm not even like the normal thing people consider when they're Asian. And Miss Marvel, closest thing to superhero representation that I can literally ever get.
Mm.
And I would
I'm glad they did Miss Marvel, but again, I think it would have
it
worked
has problems.
so
Don't get
much
me
better
wrong.
as a movie.
I agree.
I think it should have been a movie. Like I think like I don't have any problem with the shows. It's just out of all of them, like maybe keep Loki as a show, but out of everything else, apart from Hawkeye as like a standalone, I think these should have all been movies. Cause like it's kind of like it felt like the first episode or first two episodes are usually really good. And to be fair, with Ms. Marvel, I was so disappointed because the first two episodes were like shot really creatively,
So good.
and I was like, this aesthetic's really cool. And then by episode three, they just completely abandoned it, and it felt like they were kind of like trying to expand the plot out more and more and more, and then what happens is it's like, oh crap, we have to finish the show by episode 6, episode 5, and they could be like they could be on the other side of the world. Well, I guess we're just gonna end it really quickly in under 30 minutes. You're like, how are you gonna end
Well,
this big show? And I'm like, I just think it works better as a movie format.
I agree, but my thing in Miss Marvel is episodes 1, 2, and 3 I think are really good.
Mm,
Episode 4, when they start introducing
ye-
time travel, I was we don't need time travel and everything.
mm,
But by episode 5, they beat the big villain.
mm.
So again, oh, but again, you got to a point. She-Hulk, it's okay. I would like She-Hulk more if it was completely disconnected.
I've grown to hate on it. I looking back, it's kind of like I'm just disappointed with the show because they could have made it so much better. I think they should have focused it on standalone.
Fair,
I think they could have been a lot more creative with it. I
fair.
think is my main problem. I thought the actress was great. I thought I really liked the last episode where with the meta thing, where they're trying to find Kevin Feige. I thought that was
Yeah,
great. I think they should have, but I felt like it felt like they were trying to have a story across the whole show, but each episode was like a different story, but it kind of hinted to a bigger story. And it was like, oh, what is this bigger story? And then when it came to the final episode with the bigger story, we actually didn't want to really do the bigger story, so we're just
yeah.
gonna make a joke out of it. And it like while it was sort of funny, it kind of felt disappointing. I think that She-Hulk would not have worked as a movie, so I would have kept She-Hulk as a show. But I would have done it differently. But I still respect She-Hulk as a show. I thought it was
I will say,
okay.
we already talked about Loki. There is a reason why these Marvel stuff tend to disappoint. And that's because production wise, they don't treat it as a show, production wise.
Mm. I
Um,
saw that. I was like, what? There's no showrunners?
yeah,
How are you
no.
meant to make a TV show?
So, so a show that's coming out, which some of you may know, I'm a massive Daredevil fan. Um, is that there's a multitude of reasons why Daredevil just genuinely keeps for some reason. Arguably, you could argue that Daredevil hits me more on a personal level than Spider-Man does, and even though I like Spider-Man more, but they're
Mm.
my number one, number two. Daredevil Born Again, a show I'm genuinely excited about. And to be honest, I'm probably more excited about it now. Um, they literally fired the entire writing department.
I saw that. I was like, whoa, Marvel.
Yeah, and
Whoa.
they were halfway done with shooting.
Mm.
Basically, they realized while they were shooting, they're like, "Hey, this isn't like with Netflix. Um, we want it to be like with Netflix. People are gonna hate this. This is more of a legal drama." Um, Daredevil wouldn't have suited up like the fourth episode, which kind of that right? Okay,
I was
sure.
so shocked by that because it sounded like from the way they were explaining it was going to be a bit like She-Hulk. I was like, you don't want it to be like you want it like I don't know what the Echo show is going to look like, but from what the trailer looks like, that's what I want to see in the Daredevil
Yeah,
series.
I think so too. Daredevil's in the trailer too. He's yeah.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, so we literally fired the writing department of Daredevil, and they assigned a showrunner. This
Mm,
is the first show to have a showrunner now because Echo was
mm,
filmed a while ago. Echo's been
yeah.
delayed for a while. Um, and the showrunner is the guy who showrun the Punisher show, and that's really good.
Mm,
So hey, seems some faith, and they also have some of the
looking up.
Loki writers too. Another interesting thing about Loki is so one of the writers from Loki went to go write Doctor Strange, the second one. The bad one. Um,
Yeah.
the interesting thing is when he left to go write back, the writers of season two, they were also writing season one. They
Mm.
rewrote a bunch of Loki season one. There are reasons Loki season one is good, and they're also going to be writing some of the Daredevil show.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, that's
I'm
um.
excited.
But generally, Marvel's problem was they just don't know how to.
I
Hopefully, they
it's
know
surprised
now.
you're spending 200, 300 million on the TV show and you don't
They,
have a showrunner.
I
Where
think,
you asking to like the reason they're doing so bad is literally they've just been constantly putting out bad product. If they put out a decent product, like even with Doctor Strange, too, Sam Raimi didn't watch WandaVision.
None of them watch
Like
WandaVision.
no one watched WandaVision. I'm like, that should have been a basic requirement.
Like, we're not
Like,
saying you have to watch every, but at least watch stuff that might come up.
well, I actually disagree. I'm like, if you're given a $300 million budget, you should probably have at least a basic knowledge of the lore to just be able to have continuity.
Fair, fair. But
But
originally for the Daredevil show, they had like CW writers. And now again, um, and they also have Marvel has a new label,
okay.
Marvel Spotlight.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's aiming for more grounded stuff.
Mm.
Is aiming to be more mature, and less connected. That's Echo. They've
Yeah.
also built Echo as their first villain project, which I find interesting because I thought Echo was gonna be more anti-hero.
I saw that too, but I'm curious to see what it'll be like.
Um,
I'm curious though. Have they done an excellent job of the trailer, and the show's going to be a massive disappointment? Because I heard bad things about Echo.
oh, I'm sending you
But
something I found funny by the way.
okay,
Um, this is
let's see.
these are just some soups videos. Just
Yeah, I
thumbnails.
saw that. I was like, how did he does he have like a fake mustache or what? Or how did he grow it like in a day?
Not a fan of soups anymore, but
No,
that's a
me
topic.
neither. I've heard really bad reports about him.
Yeah. But anyway, see, I've heard things about the Echo show. Hope it's,
Mm.
but
I hope I think it would be good if it was good. Like I genuinely think it would like show Marvel, hey, we want more grounded stuff because
because part of
I
me
like grounded
thought,
stuff.
because remember, Echo isn't gonna be a weekly thing. It's gonna be like Strange. We're gonna upload it all at once. When I
Yeah, I like
heard
that.
that, I was like, wait, yeah? Or maybe it's just them experimenting. Hope it's the latter. I think it has potential.
Mm.
Genuinely, that trailer seems like if we're just talking maturity wise, that trailer sells it.
Oh yeah,
Um,
cinematography was like it felt different as well too. A lot of the shows and the films recently felt like lazy in cinematography, and I know most people are like, oh, well, why does cinematography matter? It's like when a show's beautiful, you're more invested in it and stuff like that. Like that's why Daredevil was so good. The cinematography was excellent on that,
yeah,
and Jessica Jones and all them.
yeah, no. Especially with Echo, who is a character who can't hear. The
Mm.
visuals are gonna be really important there.
Yeah.
Um, but no, again, I'm looking for my sister. I will watch it again. I watch over Marvel shows. I won't watch War of the Dark World, and I will watch the first Avenger eventually. But I will watch the shows.
Mm.
Um, again,
We watched Secret Invasion though.
did watch Secret Invasion. See, Secret
Was it
Invasion.
bad?
Yeah, I have opinions on Secret Invasion, but Secret Invasion is pretty much the reason why Marvel decided to retool their television. They were
Yeah.
like, "Yeah, guys, this ain't working. People hate this show." Okay, Secret
Cause like
Invasion.
it looked like it was gonna be when I saw the trailer, it looked like it was gonna be a slam hit. I was like, oh damn, this looks really good. When I saw Secret Invasion trailer, then I heard the reports of how bad it was. Like, okay, I don't care anymore.
So here's the thing with Secret Invasion. Um, it started off interesting, but two things. One, they take one of the most popular stories in all of Marvel history, an Avengers level story. They delegated it to a show. It should
Yeah,
have been a movie.
yeah,
Two, there's this theory going on that the president character was supposed to be Thunderbolt Ross, but the
yeah,
actor in real life died.
yeah.
Um, which if they did, yeah, but it still seems because they took the thing is in the comics, the Skrulls they're not refugees in the comics. They're actually coming to dominate. And
Mm,
Captain Marvel, say what you will about Captain Marvel, but he did an interesting thing in making them refugees.
mm.
I feel like the word I want to say
Bad job.
is the dichotomy of it because it genuinely ends with wait no does it I'm trying to remember this but they don't even solve the issue to my knowledge because okay because in theory right the whole plot of Secret Invasion is the Skrulls want to find a home. And some
Yeah.
of them, um, Talos, he's
Yeah.
like, hey, we can live with humans. And they accept as guardians. Why wouldn't they accept us? Just
Mm.
um, so they want to live peacefully. Other of them, Gravik wants to just take over. He's like, hey, we'll take this over. Fury hasn't been doing shit about it. He's been claiming to be finding a new planet for them.
Mm.
Um,
Mm.
established. And to be honest, I can't remember the address for the situation. Actually, no, I do. The president orders a manhunt on all the scrolls. So,
Wow.
which is ironic because the president was literally saved by a scroll. He was saved by fucking Talos. Talos dies to fucking save the president.
The, you know what would have solved Marvel so much pain
But
if they did still have Kang Dynasty or Kang as they, you know what they should have what they should have done is they should have done some Avengers films earlier, but focus it mainly around Secret Invasion, like have two Secret Invasion Avenger films
no, I agree.
first. But
Do a
at
secret
the
invasion
same
arc.
time, you do a Secret Invasion arc, but at the same time,
Have Kang in the background.
have we'll have Kang in the Loki shows.
No,
And but
honestly, I agree.
don't have Kang involved in, like, you know how Thanos appeared in Guardians of the Galaxy. Yeah, he was in the
Oh
first Guardians of
yeah,
the Galaxy. So like you tease Kang in the Loki shows, like, oh, this guy's scary, but you don't, and like, oh, he's gonna screw the multiverse up. But like focus on Secret Invasion first. I think that would have worked, as I think that would
no,
save Marvel so many headaches. Introduce the characters slowly, like Miss Marvel, Moon Knight, all of them,
yeah,
do Secret Invasion. Like, even what it would have been an interesting take is int- sorry, I'm like, why did
no.
Marvel
Go
not do
on,
this?
go on.
Introduce loads of new characters. So you know how Marvel's introduced so many new
Yeah, yeah,
characters. Introduce all these new characters that like not many people know about. Not like, I mean, us as viewers, but like in the world, not many people know about. Like Miss, it looks like in the Marvels trailer, Miss Marvel just comes out of nowhere, and Nick Fury's like, "Who the hell are you?" kind of thing. So my point is, what happens if we have it where it's like all the main Avengers people, all the main heroes, it's kind of like they're all snatched or whatever. They're being impersonated by the scrolls, like from the Avengers Endgame films, and kind of have it, apart from maybe like the odd exception like Doctor Strange or Spider-Man, because he removed his identity. They have to team up with these new heroes from the Avengers, from the post Endgame eras, because they're not well known, and they all work together to figure out, stop the secret invasion, and
yeah.
then boom,
No,
Marvel,
honestly,
you're welcome.
I also think it'd be really interesting. Because Sam Wilson's Captain America, if his
Mm,
first movie is him trying to lead, but he can't,
mm.
he doesn't know if his team is actually human or not. That would have been
Yeah,
interesting, in my opinion.
yeah,
Because again, it should
yeah.
have had much more hype around it. I agree, they shouldn't have rushed it. In my mind, Avengers 5, Secret Invasion. Avengers 6, Tank, I guess.
Secret Invasion Part Two.
I Again, I think you can make a big movie of it, or Secret Invasion Part 2. Avengers 6 and 7, or 7, like Kang
Yeah,
Dynasty. I don't know, but again, it should have had more love.
they
Um,
could have they could have treated it like the second Avengers film. Where it's kind of like with Ultron,
yeah,
Secret
no,
Invasion
genuinely,
is the
at least. But
um
there are some other things with Secret Invasion. Like again, for something which the political commenter, yeah, like again, take the thing of refugees trying to find a home, and then you just tell them to fuck off at the end, just
yeah,
because some of
it's not, it
them,
doesn't have the best message.
going crazy doesn't mean they're all fucking crazy. Like, geez, Marvel, you're supposed to know, but stereotypes is 2023, Marvel. But also find the ending of, there's a CGI fight, and hey, we all know CGI fights don't always go great. But there's a
Mm,
character now, played
I
by
saw that.
Amelia Clark, and I love Amelia Clark. But she now has the powers of every single person who was in the final battle in Endgame.
Mm.
She still exists.
Marvel screwed up so badly. It's so
Because
funny.
what's the point now in doing anything? Okay, it's like with Kang, right? if Kang can get beaten by Ant-Man,
Mm.
then how am I supposed to believe this whole council, who was scared by the Kang who got beaten by Ant-Man, stands a threat when you have Amelia Clark with every power now? Like, she
And
has
then you
to be
just
killed.
have
She has to be killed by
oh
them.
yeah, no, absolutely. And she's like a big A-lister, so they're not gonna kill her off.
No,
And then like all you gotta do is compare that to Tom Hiddleston.
yeah.
I haven't seen second season of Loki, but I saw the ending of episode one on TikTok where it's revealed like Kang is in charge and he starts like freaking out and stuff like that. And then you like just compare it to like, the Ant-Man film. I saw the ending of Ant-Man 3 where he's like, oh, is Kang really bad? I don't know. It's probably not that important. And I'm
No.
like, Marvel screwed themselves. It's kind of funny. It's probably deserved, but it's funny.
But like generally speaking, I think the acting is decent in Secret Invasion. I think Gravik is a
Mm,
good villain.
mm.
Let it go. The message is bad.
Yeah,
Um,
no, absolutely.
Scroll Rhodey, iffy.
They could
Um,
like the thing is they could have hyped this up for a long time. From what like I haven't watched the show, but I heard like the way they were hyping it up, like oh, there's gonna be loads of Avengers that are just gonna pop up,
yeah,
and
Rhodey.
like you don't know how long these people have been scrolls. And then I just found out that oh, the scrolls only took over post end game, so essentially not that long. It was like the only time we saw a scroll Rhodey was in a cameo in Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't even realize that. But
Yeah, no,
exactly.
that's how that was like the only time we saw him as a scroll, like secretly.
Like honestly, Captain Marvel 2 probably should have been setting up
Yeah,
Secret Invasion. Um, and that means no con, but
she
you could work
deserves her own
Kamala Khan.
film.
You could work Kamala Khan into it.
Mm,
And it should.
mm.
Yeah, no,
Anyway,
because
Marvel, that's how we would have fixed all your mistakes.
oh, yeah, I'm realistically, I'm gonna be talking a lot about Marvel when I do the solo podcast.
Mm.
Um, yeah. Anyway, we have been running for over an hour now, but there are other things I do want to talk about before we end. Because again, this is your final episode. I want to end this on a high note. I don't want to just
Yeah.
talk about Marvel to end it.
Okay, what's the last few pieces you want to talk about?
Well, few things. Well, highlights so far. This is our sixth episode. We
It
you've
is.
been
It
here
we
for
beat Luke.
you've been here for five of these six episodes.
Yeah, I haven't made it to all six.
You haven't watched one of them, I don't think, but that's okay.
I'm
Um,
sorry, I forgot to watch it.
what's been your highlight of the podcast? So,
My
or some of
highlights.
your favorite moments?
What's my favorite moments? I don't know.
'Cause I think we can both agree who
Um,
our best guest was,
yeah,
what our
no, it
best
was
episode
definitely
was.
myself. Well, what have been my? I have really enjoyed talking to Luke and finding the lore of the Dun SMP. That was fun.
Yeah, honestly, that's our best receipt. Just from people who have watched the podcast, including my sister. That's the episode that they all love. Honestly,
Mm.
episode.
It was a good episode.
There's a reason I
We
had
learned a
Luke
lot
on
about
again.
world building.
Yeah, no, and there's a reason I had Luke on the next episode as well. It was
Mhm.
actually just because, oh no, I felt bad leaving him. Okay, cool. But yeah, no, I think we agree. Not that our other guests were bad. Just bad episode.
I think we only had about one other guest, which was Luca.
Well, okay, we had Luke and Tony again. Luke and Tony, we love you. You're great. And I also had Mr. Smith AB. But I feel like that episode for me with Luke. I
Mm.
sent Luke done free. That at least for me.
He outshined himself.
That at least for me was like I could do.
Mm.
That was the point for me where I realized I actually can see myself doing this. Um, not that Luca was a good guest.
Mm.
Um, but just we were only one that episode 2 hours.
Yeah, I know.
Um,
My throat's actually dying right now.
don't worry, we're almost done. We're almost done. Um, it was just again, it was just the best episode, genuinely.
Oh no, it was a good episode. It was a really good episode.
Other fun moments. Um, episode one. I think we can agree episode one was our worst episode.
Yeah, I was quite scuffed.
I mean, there's a reason we don't show gameplay anymore.
You
Um,
learn.
oh yeah. And even then, we do have scuff moments. For example, in the episode with Luke, you hear my Discord pings. Um, you hear one today because of you, Atlas. If you're watching this, it's because of you. I don't know. Um, but yeah, no. Other highlights. I mean, I had an episode without you. Um, which I mostly did because of timing. Because I wanted to talk about something.
Hurts my feelings.
I
Hurts my
wanted,
feelings. You
I
did it without
wanted.
me.
I've technically done an unofficial episode, which
Mhm.
is on my normal YouTube channel, not this one. Breaking down another stream of mine.
Mm.
Because the episode about you, that was breaking down training with Centre of Rufus, which is South Park
Yeah.
special. Again, I went 2 hours. Of course, we go 2 hours. But I did one by myself where I was breaking down Overlord. That's on my normal YouTube here. I didn't know if it should belong here. Doesn't matter. Because basically I had free streams going towards a stream where I go insane and I start hallucinating. And I was kind of teasing it slowly, bit by bit, doing a better job in Marvel. Um,
Mm.
basically, I'll explain to you what I did. I had free streams. Well, I had two streams setting up one. One stream where I'm the only one streaming their perspective here, but we walk past the painting. This painting, I have edited it to look like the person I'm hallucinating.
Mhm.
There's dialogue with me saying, "Of course they put this here," and then the other person's like, "What do you mean? It's a skeleton?" And I was like, "I mean, yes, you're a skeleton because this character was killed."
Mm.
There's this one viewer, done us to be super fan of it, didn't pick up on it. They were too stressed by on at the time during the episode
Mm.
because my best friend gets kidnapped. But that was the first little. The second
Oh.
tease was I had another stream. I had charms in. Um, I came up with a funny bit for charms. Um, where he would be in the Nether wearing a mask, cosplaying,
Mm.
and the actual idea is he's just wearing his normal skin. But I'm the only one who can see it because I'm not
Mm.
sane. And it
Yeah.
works so well with his charms because he's a goofy character. No one would expect it. Um, and that worked. And then at the end of the episode, we have a reveal because me and someone else are streaming where I see a zombie, but when I see it, it's not actually a zombie. But when the other person who's streaming at the same time, it actually is a zombie. So then there's this debate. Wait, is it Scuff? Did someone forget to download a
Yeah.
texture pack? But then you go into my next stream, which is just me. Again, setup. Realistically, every time I have a decent amount of Dennis and P setup streams, I don't know when it will be because I pretty much know where stealth's going. Um, I just probably do more episodes talking about that. I'll probably have Luke on if he'll let me. Like, Um, but yeah, but I did an episode just breaking down stealth lore. So I guess you could argue that's episode 5.5.
Mm.
Um,
Well,
but
I
anyway,
apologize for missing that episode.
okay. But yeah, I mean, hey, is there anything but you feel like we've learned from the podcast experience?
Um, I've learned it's the same thing I learned with live streaming. I like podcasting, but I hate talking for a really long time. Like I can do it well for like 20, 30 minutes. And then after that, I'm like, okay, I'm not it would it's the same with live streaming.
Yeah,
But like that's why so it's either a skill I need to learn. But to be honest, like looking back on when I used to live stream, I actually didn't like live streaming that
that's
much.
okay.
I liked making YouTube videos and TikToks instead. But
Yeah,
I thought live streaming was what everyone else was meant to do to be successful. But that was wrong, in my opinion, looking back at it now.
I like the reverse thing for you. People have asked me, "Hey, you gonna make YouTube videos?" And
Yeah.
um, I again enjoy streaming more than I do videos. Granted, most of my done SMP stuff works better as a video. I know
Yeah.
that. I don't really want to make YouTube videos outside of that. Same with
Well, that's fair
podcasts.
enough too.
Um,
Everyone's different.
yeah. But generally speaking, we started this podcast honestly just saying we only want to do one episode just as a test run. And although our
Mm.
first episode was scuffed, if anything, at least at the time we both enjoyed it enough to continue. I still enjoy it enough, and
Yeah,
I'm going to
I'm
try.
glad we've done 5.
Yeah.
Well, I know it's 6 episodes, but I'm glad we've done 5 episodes. That was the goal. I'm
Um,
glad we stuck to the
I
goal.
I actually had like a bucket list of stuff I wanted to do
Mm.
for. Let's see if I still have it for the end of next year,
Yeah,
and I want to see if I can find it. Might have. Oh no, I got it. Yeah. So first one is start a podcast. So I've
let's
done it.
go.
I've done it. Let's go. The other stuff here is learn to create a mod. I'm going to count that as done, even though I haven't created a mod. I've created models.
Mm.
Read 5 non-comic books. I guess I gotta read that book.
Exact. I'll send you the link. It's a good read.
Um, yeah, no. So in general, this is something I wanted to do, and I gotta take that off. And again, I will
Mm.
continue. I'm going to try. I can't promise it's gonna be free, but I do want to continue it. Another thing I feel like we learned is the whole point of this was be fully casual, trying to grow, right?
Mm.
And to be
No.
honest, if we were putting more effort, I don't really think we would have just been burnt out.
Oh
Uh,
yeah, no,
we
absolutely.
would have been focusing more on the business side of stuff, and that's not right. Um, Especially when the whole point of this was just a casual bit of content.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, because let's be honest, these videos don't perform well in the grand scheme of YouTube. There's a reason I look at.
What?
There's a reason that I do all the behind the scenes stuff because if Riley saw the data, he'd be like, "Holy crap, stuff! This is not
We're only
viable."
getting 1% retention
Yeah,
stealth.
yeah.
I
Um.
actually don't care for analytics anyway.
Okay, cool.
I
That's good.
think my view on analytics has changed slightly over the last few months. I'm like, who cares?
It's also been
Is
go on.
I was just gonna say, who cares? Like, if the video is great, that's all that matters, in my
That's
opinion.
fair.
It'll find its audience over time if you keep on making videos. Like, you'd be a good person to ask. Okay, which would you prefer? Um, So you have a video with high retention and it goes viral, or but that does not mean your other videos you make go viral, or you have a video that doesn't go viral but it still gets like a few thousand views. Like let's say one video gets 1 million views and is the viral one, and this one gets about 20,000 views and has low retention, but out of those 20,000 views, you get between 100 to 1,000 more loyal, dedicated fans that will watch the rest of your
Oh, the
content.
second one,
Yeah.
obviously.
So, but everyone wants to go for the first option because they all want the views. But my main point is, why would you want to go for the views when you can grow the community up from the
Yeah,
ground and start a success? Like, you'll make more money
yeah,
in the long run.
yeah,
You can do more things outside of YouTube in the long run. You can do it like you probably could rant on a podcast for like 5 hours and they'll listen to all of it, compared to like, oh, just because this person has 10 million views on their video, I'm not connected to them. Why would I want to watch more of their stuff, you know?
yeah, yeah. But another thing I've learned from this experience was, Riley, I think you'll admit, but of the two of us, one of us puts more work into the podcast.
Yeah, that's clearly me. That's clearly me.
Clearly, clearly.
I do the editing. I do the
Yep.
back end stuff.
He
I
records
do
it.
the thumbnail.
He does the thumbnails.
This I record. This is kind of why I felt I should leave, because I'm not putting effort in. And while I like the podcast, I don't love it, and I kind of want to
That's
do.
okay.
I prefer doing my own things. That's kind of why I felt bad. I thought it'd be good for you to take over.
Yeah, no. But if anything, just a bit of content actually like fully. I don't count my streams aside from Dennis and people. This is like the
Mm,
first time I had like full control over something. And
mm,
hey, I'm not gonna pretend statistically it's going great, but it was at least I was always scared to be responsible of stuff. Like I mentioned this before in Vidana SMP, um, in one of the battles. I'm the one to kill the big bad, well, the villain at the time. I originally didn't want to do that. I We were discussing it because originally Alice, who I have been yelling at before, again, this happened before. Bear was supposed to be killing the villain. when I was into that,
Mm.
I was scared to do that partially because I thought narratively it might have worked, but it was also because I was scared to be given such an important role. I didn't
Yeah.
think I was ready.
Mm.
Because I scared like most people scared.
Mm.
Um, whenever, especially, which is ironic because nowadays in the year in my group projects, I'm considered just a bit more.
Mm.
Like I had a lab the other day, and they're like, "Well, what do you think we should do? You're the leader." And I was like, "Wait, why am I the leader? You're the one who made the WhatsApp group chat." And I'm like,
See,
"Of course,
that's university mistake 101.
don't
Don't
make the
be the
group
one to
chat.
start a WhatsApp group.
Don't. If you honestly,
Don't do it. Don't
if
do
you
it.
want to be, if you don't want to be the leader, don't make the group.
Don't make the group chat. You heard it here, folks.
It actually just don't. I'll talk about this. I know I want to talk about the next episode, but again, this has been a good experience for me. At least gives me more faith in my. It
Ability.
shows that I can be more responsible with content.
Mm.
And hey, I'm not gonna pretend like there's a lot of editing. The best episode I did have to edit a bit because of you, Luke. Um, yeah, no. Again, I want to continue this. I will. We'll probably will have Riley on again. Um,
Mm.
but maybe
Absolutely.
he'll be back as a co.
Maybe you'll get 1 million subscribers next time I come on.
Hey, if I get 1 million subscribers and I get, I don't know. Um, but yeah, no, I guess. Is there anything else that you want to say? Because again, this is your farewell episode.
I
I
don't
don't
think
want to
there's
take away
much,
from it.
honestly. I feel like we've talked a lot. I've enjoyed my time,
Okay.
even though I mock him and say I hate him and that I'm taller than him.
Hey,
I've had a good co-host.
he's
I
admitted that I'm
definitely
better looking. It's fine.
I think Luke was a great co-host. Um, joking. Stealth has been great. I've loved hanging out and talking with Stealth. It's fun.
Yeah, no, it's been great. Um, hey, again, we'll have you on again. And I know you're
Exactly.
working on your own content. Hopefully that works out for you.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, I'm working on two things right now. I'm working on
okay,
a YouTube channel,
nice.
which is my main one, and then I'm also setting up a business potentially. So we'll see where
Ooh.
that goes. Yeah.
Anyway, we should probably end here. So,
Yeah. It's been
Riley,
almost like 2 hours.
classic Riley. Where
Yes.
can the viewers find you? Is there anything that you would like to plug? Or you said nothing.
I don't even know my socials anymore. My Twitter's private. I'm gonna be creating a new Twitter soon.
Yeah.
Um, I think my YouTube's Kill Riley, CILREILLY. It's just YouTube. Just search up Killing O'Reilly. If you don't find it, it's not that important. Um, hopefully you'll be able to find me soon. I don't have anything up right now apart from the TikTok. That's still up. But we'll see where
All right.
life goes now.
I've come up with something which I think I might try and do. Can
Yeah.
you come up with a quick rhyming message for our viewers?
What do you mean by rhyming?
A message that you want to spread to the world, but it has to rhyme.
I ca- I
Okay,
I
just do a
I
message. Just do a message. The rhyming.
hang on. No. I'm gonna get this. Okay. I'm not looking up a chat GPT. Um, give me a positive
Like,
message that rhymes on how you should uh chase your dreams and also include it with Marvel stuff too. Okay. Sorry, I'm just thinking in my head. Okay.
oh yeah, no, it's thinking in his head. He has to type it out in his head.
Wait.
Um,
Oh no, that's okay. In a world of marvels where heroes soar high, chase your dreams, reach for the sky. Like Iron Man with passion's flame, you'll rise above, embrace your aim. Just like Spider-Man swinging free, embrace your power, find your spree. In every dream, a hero's quest. With heart and courage, you'll be the best. In, sorry. In Wakanda's grace, let your dreams unfold. With strength and purpose, let them be told. From Tony Stark to Cap, they showed the way. So chase your dreams, begin today. With Hulk's resilience, stand up tall. No obstacle too great to make you fall. In this Marvel world, let your dreams ignite. for with your spirit you'll shine so bright. So chase your dreams with all your might. In this marvelous journey, take your flight. With heroes as guide, you'll find your way. Believe in yourself and make the world sway. And most of all, what's most important is to always watch Thor: The Dark World.
Of course, it's well. You know what? Hey, I think you put that beautifully enough.
Mm.
But yeah, I mean, hey, Riley, it's been a fun 6 episodes, even if you're only in 5 of them.
Yep.
Um,
It's been an honor, my friend.
this is where we bring you back for episode 7 because you change your plan.
Yeah,
Um,
I'm like, guys, I'm back.
yeah, no, but yeah, so now I just have to pick a perfect time to end. So
Um,
we'll just sit here for like an hour.
yeah.
Yes. Uh,
So, what's your opinion on